Welcome back to the Being Better Everyday podcast. I'm Julie Wenslick, your host and squirrel brain entrepreneur who loves all things organic marketing and getting results outside of social. Today, we're diving into part three of our mini Pinterest series where we are talking about setting up your profile to get results. If you missed the first two episodes, check episodes 57 and 58 to learn about why you might want to show up on Pinterest and if it's right for your business. We'll explore today why Pinterest is the secret weapon for so many businesses and how setting up and optimizing your Pinterest business account can make all the difference. Whether you're new to Pinterest or looking to refine your strategy, you will learn something, hopefully, actionable from today's episode. So let's dive in. I am on a journey to get better in all areas of my life, and I want to do it with you. Welcome to the Being Better Everyday podcast, where we dig deep into all the things a millennial mom needs to know. From how to juggle your passions with your full-time job, to asking the hard questions about hormones and health, and learning from one another along the way. I am Julie Wenslick, and as a mom, business owner, and corporate girly, sometimes life can feel like a lot. So join me in the journey of being better every day, where we create habits and routines that support your life, create calm in the chaos, and put the you back in your everyday. Grab those headphones, put on your shoes, and join me on a walk while we get started with today's episode. First things first, in order to show up on Pinterest, it should be no surprise that you need a business account. If you are a business and wanting to grow your presence on Pinterest, you cannot have a personal account. It's time to switch over. A business account gives you access to analytics. It gives you rich pins, which don't really use, and other tools that can help your content actually work for you. But I think the analytics is the most important part because the whole goal of Pinterest is it's not about vanity metrics. It's about clicks out, and you won't know your clicks out unless you actually look at your analytics. So if you don't have a Pinterest account, head over to business.pinterest.com to create one, or you can convert your existing account. Now, one of the things that I want you to do, if you have an existing account, is I want you to do an audit of your Pinterest boards. We'll talk about Pinterest titles and descriptions later, but it's super important to also do an audit of your actual Pinterest boards. If you are converting a personal account and your personal account has only ever had hair inspo and nails and outfits and, things not related to your business, you can keep some of that stuff, but you do need to do an audit and maybe hide. You can make boards private, things that are not going to be relevant to your business anymore. This will help you and Pinterest, honestly, learn what your business is actually about. So don't skip that step if you are converting a personal account. Make any boards that are really just personal to you, that are not obviously your pins created. Think about making those private. Okay. So after you've made a business Pinterest account, I want you to go in and claim your website. This is non-negotiable. And depending on the platform you're on, it could be harder or easier. So you're definitely going to have to do some searching, depending on your own platform of how to do it. And I certainly suggest using ChatGPT if you do feel lost. And like I said, I know for WordPress sites, it's definitely more complex. But this tells Pinterest that your site is legit and gives you access to better analytics and, again, rich pins. So to start, you go to settings and then claim and then follow the steps to verify your website. Again, if tech stuff makes you sweat, Pinterest does walk you through it. It does ask some of the stuff, but also, use AI to help you give you the steps if you do get lost, because I do that all the time, even for coding. Okay, so step one, set up your business account. Step two, claim your website. Step three, optimize your profile and display name. Now, again, if you're coming from a personal account, this is going to be even more important, but your profile name is not like Julie and my name, right? It's not just my name. You want to use your name or your business name plus what you do. So, for example, you could use Sarah Smith, and she's a social media coach. You could use Pilates Body by Kayla, YouTube Pilates content. You could do, mine is Julie PNW Designs, branding and website design. So again, kind of similar to how you have probably have that strategy on your social media, you're going to do that on your Pinterest account as well. So to update this, you're going to click the three dots on the upper right-hand corner, go to settings, add a profile, and edit your display name, and then add those keywords right in your display name of what you do. Now, a lot of these steps are actionable. So if you are getting lost through this podcast episode, think of this as like your intro to what you need to do. And then what I want you to do is go to the show notes or message me Pinterest on Instagram and click on the link and download the free Pinterest marketing guide workbook. That is going to have all of these steps outlined so that you can actually do it and see the steps and follow through. So after you've optimized your profile name, claimed your website and your business account, then you are going to connect your social accounts. Now, if you don't have long form content, I still think you should do this because this is where it allows you to start showing up on Pinterest and start growing a presence, even if it's just your social media accounts. So, linking your Instagram, Etsy, YouTube gives you certainly the credibility and it helps you find your audience across platforms. So, you'll go to settings and then again claim accounts and connect any social accounts where you are actively sharing content. Step 5 is you need to craft your about section. So I'm going to read mine, which I haven't refreshed in quite a while, but certainly gives you a concept of keywords. So it says, my eye for design is your benefit. Web design, branding, Pinterest marketing and management, marketing, collateral, social media templates, and tips for small business owners like myself. Now, since I crafted this, I also now do SEO audits and optimization, and that's not in my profile. So I will need to go in and edit that. Now, what you'll notice from that though is it's words of what you're doing, what your services are. It's not, I'm just a mom, or I don't know, not just a mom, but you know what I mean. I had originally copied this one from Instagram, so it's low impact Pilates strength workouts under 30 minutes, 12-week Pilates strength program, and free 28-day Pilates challenge. And then it has the link for the Pilates challenge. So, again, there are multiple ways of doing this. I think even that one we could use some updates, or I'm going to go to another business account that I help with. I have actually not optimized her profile, so we'll see what it says. It says, we're dedicated to an incredible world of birth doulas. We transform the birthing experience for care, compassion, and expertise. Whether you're an expectant parent seeking support or professional looking for inspiration, our boards are filled with valuable resources, empowering birth stories, and practical tips to create a positive and informed birth journey. The only thing that I think I would change there is just making sure that we talk about all the services and courses. So again, that individual has launched 5 courses for anything from caring for a newborn to breastfeeding to childbirth experience. And that is not mentioned in her bio, and she doesn't have a cover photo. So, the other thing I'll say is on Pinterest, you can now have a cover photo on desktop. It's to the right. On mobile, it's the top photo. And this just again adds a little bit of personality to your profile. So for me, I just use a fun branding photo. And again, it just elevates the profile a little bit more. So make sure you do that as well. Again, when you're thinking about your about section, I want you to do who you serve, how you help, and what makes you different. This is prime real estate for the keywords. So think about your dream clients and what are they searching for? Are they looking for, don't try help small businesses with marketing. Say helping female entrepreneurs grow their online presence with simple, strategic Pinterest marketing. Clearly, I need to steal that one for myself. So you see the difference. It's clear, specific, and easy for your audience to say, yes, that's exactly what I need. So make sure that you refine it every 6 months or so. That's something that I think I need to go back and do for some of my Pinterest clients because our businesses change and our strategy changes, and your about section should change with it. From there, we are going to talk about one of the biggest things for setting up your profile, and that is your Pinterest boards and Pinterest titles and descriptions. Pinterest board titles and descriptions. So now that your profile is set up, it's time to audit your boards if they're already existing, or create new boards if you need to. Imagine your Pinterest profile as an ultimate magazine for your business. Your board should showcase the categories that captivate your dream clients. If your brand had its own magazine, what would the headline topics be? Remember, not every board needs to be directly tied to what you sell. Get creative and think about what would grab your audience's attention. At a minimum, you will want to create 10 anchor boards that represent your business and the type of long form content you create. If you speak to small businesses and systems, maybe it's systems for small businesses. If you teach how to start your own skincare business, which is an actual client of mine, you may have boards like starting a skincare business or DIY skincare recipes. What I don't recommend is having one word board titles like crafts or gifts or branding because it's too generic. We will dive into keywords more in the next episode, but volume is too high on those generic keywords and it will never help you rank and it's not specific enough for your audience. So make a list, write down those 10 board names. Once you do that, then you're going to also work on the actual description. Now, I have been taught through other Pinterest marketers that you don't just stuff it with keywords that don't make sense. You want your description to actually be like a sentence or a description, similar to what we're talking about with your about section, right? So, who do you serve? How do you help? What makes you different? Each board should have who do you serve? What is this board about? So, great board description will be keyword rich, but not spammy. Again, don't just like list a bunch of keywords. It clearly explains who the board is for and what they'll find, and it keeps things natural and readable. Again, not just a bunch of keywords. How you find the right keywords for your boards is you will want to use Pinterest search bar to see what people are searching for. So again, if you are, I'm going to just kind of like live test this while I'm thinking about it. But if you are a Pinterest or a skincare business, right, you're going to search skincare business and I see skincare business cards, ideas. Well, now a lot of my stuff is logo because of what I search on Pinterest. Name ideas, but you could do starting a let's see. If I do starting a skincare business, you're going to say starting a natural skincare business. Um, and again, kind of just use the search bar to see what comes up under those topics. Or again, if you're stuck on like, oh, I just want to use the words crafts, well, then start with that word and see what comes after it. It's kind of like Google, right? Where you'll kind of, so crafts for kids, crafts for adults, craft room decor, craft night, craft ideas, crafting for adults. So it gives you kind of more long tail specific keywords just by using that kind of search bar. The auto suggestions are super helpful here. Now, the other thing you can do is do competitor research, right? So if you know of somebody else in your industry that has a really great Pinterest presence, you can certainly kind of look at their competition boards, what is performing for them, and do similar. So that's going to be for your board names. And again, board descriptions is then just filling in, right? The board is all about XYZ. You're going to have 2 to 3 keyword variations within that sentence. So, example kind of sentence structure is like find the best keyword, insert 3 keywords, find the best crafts for kids, crafts for adults to help you get, this is a bad example, results. The best family fun night. I don't know. But again, it's kind of like use your keywords. What is the purpose of the board? It should be short, clear, and easy to read, but certainly still be not generic words that are not searchable. So to add your board description, you're going to go to the board, you're going to click the 3 dots and hit edit board and then fill in the description. If you already have pins on those boards, you can also then do an anchor image. So sometimes I do this, sometimes I don't, where you have like an image that actually describes the board, or just pick an image that you really like for the board. But you certainly can kind of choose what your board image looks like. So that is step 6. Again, kind of as a recap, we do set up your business account, you claim your website, optimize your profile name, connect your social accounts, craft your about section, and then kind of fill in your 10 anchor boards with titles and descriptions. Now, I will say that is the most time consuming, and that is also where I highly recommend you download the Pinterest marketing guide because I actually have examples for you in there, and it's just a little bit harder to describe it on a podcast. So today's episode does come with that homework. I want you to go through, do those main points that I talked about in today's episode, and that's a wrap. Now you know exactly how to start off Pinterest right so you don't forget your homework. Please don't forget your homework. These simple steps can make a huge difference in helping grow your reach. And if you don't want to do it yourself, the other thing I'll mention is I do Pinterest audits. I will do all of this for you and then also give you the Pinterest pin titles and system I use to show up on Pinterest in a reasonable amount of time per month, which is way less than social media, just to let you know. So, if you found this episode helpful, I'd love to hear from you. Screenshot this episode, share it with your Instagram, or tag me at julie.pwdesigns at Instagram so I can cheer you on. Plus, then it also feels like I'm not talking to crickets, so I would appreciate it. If you're ready to take Pinterest game further, stay tuned. Next time, we're diving into keyword research, which I know is the last piece of the puzzle, the most complicated, but we will certainly give you all the tools that you can use to show up. So until then, keep on taking one step towards being better every day. And that's a wrap on today's episode of the Being Better Everyday podcast. Thank you for listening. I truly appreciate each listener. If you've enjoyed the conversation, I'd love if you would leave a rating and review or share it with your bestie to help me reach more women looking to ask the hard questions and live above that status quo. To see any visuals, head over to my YouTube channel. Links, socials, and resources mentioned can be found in today's show notes. If you're looking for more, you can find me on Instagram at julie.pwdesigns, sharing the behind the scenes of my everyday life as a millennial mom, corporate girly, and small business owner. Until next time, keep on taking one step at a time towards your version of being better every day.